Welcome, everyone, to our lesson on how to improve your English speaking fluency. You are going to listen to natural expressions that I use every day in different situations. These are expressions that native speakers use every day in different situations. And you're going to listen and then repeat. And you'll do this so you can shadow me to make sure that you sound like a native, that you're using correct pronunciation, that you understand those pronunciation changes that take place in fast English. So you also improve your listening skills of fast English. Now you'll listen to it fast at a natural pace, and then I'll say it slow so you can understand those changes, and then you'll listen fast again. So let's talk about computer problems. I don't know about you, but I deal with computer problems every single day. Sometimes I'm late to our lesson because I'm dealing with a computer problem, like my mic won't connect or my camera isn't on. So, what about you? If you share any regular computer problems, put it in the comments. And let's listen to this one. I say this probably every day, multiple times a day. I'll say it fast, then slow, then fast. The internet's been so slow today. The internet's been so slow today. I'll say it slowly. The internet's been so slow today. The internet's been. What does this apostrophe S represent? Who knows? Put it in the comments. The internet's been. Well, think about the verb tense that this is in. This is in the present perfect. So, this is not the contraction. It's not internet is, because the internet is been is not grammatically correct. So it has to be has, exactly, has been. Yes. Well, this is not the continuous tense because the verb to be does not exist in a continuous form. So you could say, I have been uploading a document for 3 hours. Because upload can go in a continuous form, but the verb to be cannot be in a continuous form. That's why we put it in the present perfect, even though the idea that it continues is implied in the verb tense. The internet's been so slow today. So notice the internet's been, just an unstressed been for this word, so slow today. Make sure you get that syllable stress on today. Da-da, today. Da-da, today. 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 Okay, is this an issue that you deal with on a regular basis? Now, let's say you wanted to put this in the past simple for yesterday. Put the sentence, if it were yesterday, what could it be? So put that. And yeah, exactly, Edith. You can say it's been quite cool today. So it has been. Excellent job. Very nice example sentence. Okay. Let's look at another computer problem. Ooh, does this ever happen to you? I'll say it fast. My computer keeps freezing. My computer keeps freezing. Now, this is a very short sentence, so I'll say it slowly. My computer keeps freezing. Freezing. So make sure you get that z, that voiced sound, zing, zing. But you want the syllable stress to be on the first syllable. Freezing. Da da. Freezing. Da da. My computer keeps freezing. Now, what verb tense is this in? And why is it in this verb tense? So some students have commented on my question about yesterday. The internet was so slow yesterday. Exactly. Here's a great sentence in the present perfect. It's been such a hectic day today. Exactly. Very nice. So was so slow yesterday. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, this sentence, my computer keeps freezing. This is the present simple. Now, because it's a routine action, and you can also think of it as just a factual statement. So my computer keeps freezing. It's doing it again and again. And if your computer freezes, I would be frozen. And instead of my computer as the subject, you can use any application or even a different device, my iPad, my iPhone, my phone, my tablet, Facebook, Instagram, ChatGPT. So you can use anything else as the subject as well. Yes, you can say the net was as slow as a snail yesterday. Yes, as slow as a snail. As slow as a snail. Very nicely done. As slow as a snail. As slow as a snail. All right. Awesome job. Exactly, Ahmed. You can think of it as always. Always is an adverb of frequency, and it's a keyword that tells you you need the present simple. My laptop keeps freezing. Exactly. Very nicely done. Now, freezing is in the ing form. Notice that because you're talking about that as the action. So keep doing something. I could say to you, keep learning English, keep watching my videos. So, of course, I want you to keep doing that action as well. All right. How about this one? My computer crashed and I couldn't recover my document. Uh-oh, has this ever happened to you? This has happened to me, which can be quite frustrating for sure. So how about that verb? My computer crashed. What does that mean? My computer crashed. And how is that different from my laptop or my computer keeps freezing? So we have the verb to freeze and then we have the verb to crash. So freeze, just stop in place, and then maybe it stops and then it continues and then it stops and then continues. So that would be freeze. Now, crash is if right now everything went black. So my computer just shut off or whatever application. Right now, I have an application open on my computer, but maybe this application just completely shuts down. Okay. And I don't see it anymore. My computer is still on, but the specific application could crash as well. So that would be this application that I'm using is called StreamYard. That's the name of it. So I could say StreamYard crashed, YouTube crashed, Facebook crashed, my email crashed. So it means shut down completely. Okay, so no longer work. So I couldn't recover my document. I'm in the middle of typing it, but if my computer crashes and I didn't press save, well, then the document is gone. If I couldn't recover my document, it means I wasn't able to open my document and have the same information in that document after I restarted my computer. Oh, when was the last time that happened to you? My computer crashed and I couldn't recover my document. Now, I'll say it slowly and let's see if there's any pronunciation changes we need to discuss. My computer crashed. So notice here, this ED is pronounced as a T because the sound is already at my lips, crashed. So it's very easy to go from that SH with crash. Notice my lips push out, crashed, and then just push out a T, crashed, and I couldn't recover my document. I couldn't. So because I have a word next, I won't push out that T for couldn't, and it will probably just sound like couldn't. I couldn't recover my document. So I'll say it fast. My computer crashed and I couldn't recover my document. Now, here for this crashed, I can pronounce that T fully because I have and tells me to take a pause anyway. So if I'm taking a pause, I can push out that T. But if you're not taking a pause in the sentence, native speakers, we generally don't push out that T, so it doesn't create a pause unnecessarily. Yeah, and crash, you can think of it as stop working completely. And then you need to restart your computer, restart YouTube, restart whatever app you're using. Okay. My mobile screen crashed and it could not open. I don't know if your screen would crash. It was either your device as a whole or a specific app that you're using. So you could say my mobile crashed. In the US, in American English, we don't really say mobile. We would just say my phone or my cell. My cell crashed, my phone crashed, and I couldn't open it. Okay. It's possible it's broken, but most likely you just have to restart it. So who knows what happens, right? There's a lot of complicated software running in the background. So I wouldn't say it's broken. Usually it's a temporary problem. And usually if you restart the device, it works again. So no, I wouldn't say broken. I would say not working temporarily. Yeah, and you can definitely reverse those and say, I couldn't recover my document when my computer crashed or after my computer crashed. Very nice. Awesome job, everyone. Okay, how about this one? So what's the expression? What's the computer problem related expression? Again, this is something that happens to me frequently. And for the subject, I'm using ChatGPT, but you can change this to Facebook, YouTube, my email, my browser. You can change this to whatever application, Zoom, Slack, whatever you use, okay? So ChatGPT's been down all morning. ChatGPT's been down all morning. ChatGPT's been down all morning. So the expression is to be down, to be down. Now, my verb is to be, so I take that verb and I conjugate it in the time reference, in the verb conjugation that I need. So in this case, I want the present perfect because again, it started in the past, it continues until now, but the verb to be cannot be in the ing form. So this apostrophe s represents has because ChatGPT is conjugated as it. It has been down all morning. ChatGPT's. So just add that S, T's. ChatGPT's been down all. So when I pronounce that all, you're going to hear a little bit of the N. Down all. Down all. Down all morning. ChatGPT's been down all morning. Okay. Now, to be down. What does that mean in the context of computer problems? Who knows? So it means ChatGPT is not working. Okay? But how is that different from ChatGPT crashed? ChatGPT's down. They're not the same. If ChatGPT's down, or if my email's down, if YouTube's down, It means you go to ChatGPT, you open it up on your browser or your app, and it doesn't work. It either says error, or you try to type something in and you can't press enter, or you just get some sort of error message. Okay. But if it crashes, if I say ChatGPT crashed, then it means I was using ChatGPT successfully, and then all of a sudden it stopped working. Okay. So to be down, not working. To crash, you're using it and then it stops working. So it's different. So hopefully none of your softwares are down right now. Okay, so the verb is to crash. So you would say, my computer crashed. That's taking your verb crash and is putting it in the past simple. Technically, you could say ChatGPT or my computer has crashed. Now that's the present perfect. Okay, but is crashed, that wouldn't be a common usage. But you can say ChatGPT is down because it's to be down, right? It's to crash, to be down. So with down, you need that to be. So you would say ChatGPT is down right now. My Facebook has been down all day. Exactly. So every time you open Facebook, it doesn't work. You get an error message or you just see a blank page. You can't post anything. You can't see any posts. It's not working. Yusuf, no, it's not that crash is more severe. It's what I explained. That down means you're unable to use it, but crash means you were using it and then it stopped working. So it has nothing to do with being severe. It has to do with when it stopped working, basically. Oh, right, everyone. Let's keep going. How about this one? I'll say it fast. My camera won't turn on and I can't figure out why. My camera won't turn on and I can't figure out why. I'll say it slowly. My camera won't turn on and I can't figure out why. So my camera. My camera won't turn on. So again, hold out that N. Turn on and I. So this turn on and I, you'll really hear those sounds together. So listen to that again slowly. My camera won't turn on and I. And I. So you'll put a little bit of a D sound there. And I. Now I'll say just that part quickly, and I want you to repeat after me. My camera won't turn on and I. Won't turn on and I. Won't turn on and I. I can't figure out why. Figure out. So hold that. Figure out. Figure out why. So we have two phrasal verbs. To turn on, of course, you know this one. Very, very basic phrasal verb, right? So my camera won't turn on. So sometimes this happens to me. I open up this app 5 minutes before I need to go live and teach this lesson, and nothing is there. It's just black. So my camera won't turn on and I can't figure out why. So I can't figure out why means I don't know the reason. I don't understand the problem. So that's to figure out, because if this were positive, I figured out why my camera won't turn on, it means I understand the reason. Okay. So putting it in the negative means that I don't understand the reason. All right, I've seen some people using to be down with machines. It's not used with machines. It's used with computers and devices and electronics. Now, I understand that a coffee machine has electronics in it. Now, if you have a fancy espresso machine or coffee machine that's controlled by a computer, trust me, they exist. My husband wants to buy this very fancy coffee machine that he can control with a tablet. Now, if that's the case, because there's a tablet, maybe you can say my coffee machine's been down. But otherwise, we do not use that expression with things like kitchen appliances, okay? We use it with electronics, computers, things like that. So you have to understand the context and make sure you're using the right vocabulary in the right context. So I would not use that. Okay. Yeah, instead of I can't realize what's wrong, I wouldn't say that. I would say I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. I don't understand what's wrong. And I would use the phrasal verb. I can't figure out what's wrong. I wouldn't say I can't realize what's wrong. Because when you realize something, it's just like a sudden thing, but I would use realize in the positive because, oh, I realized what's wrong. So it just suddenly came to you, but I wouldn't use it in the negative in that context. Okay. All right. So I'll say this one more time fast and repeat after me. My camera won't turn on and I can't figure out why. My camera won't turn on and I can't figure out why. All right. Awesome job, everyone. How about this one? This is something I say to my students all the time when I'm hosting live classes with my students when they're able to participate. They'll go to talk and no no sound is coming on. And often I can tell that their audio isn't connected. So I say this to the student, your audio isn't connected, try changing the input. So this is why you definitely want to learn this expression because this probably happens a lot. Either someone will say it to you or you need to say this to someone else when you're in a Zoom call or a Teams call or anything like that. Your audio isn't connected. They're talking, but you can't hear them. Your audio isn't connected. So this has nothing to do with being broken. It just means that the device is not connected, so there's no attachment to the computer. So the microphone isn't attached. Now, you don't need a fancy microphone like I have. You could just be using your headset as well. Your audio isn't connected. Try changing the input. So the input is on this screen somewhere that I have. It will tell me what microphone is connected to my computer, what camera is connected. And that's often the reason why. So remember, this is very specific to computers, but something you'll need to use a lot. Your audio isn't connected. Try changing the input. So try, this is in the imperative because I'm giving it as an instruction. I'm saying this is an option. Do this, but it's as an option. Try changing the input. Try changing the input. Okay. Yeah, I can't hear your audio. Maybe I would just say, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Try changing the input. So you can absolutely just say, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Or another one that I don't have here is, you're on mute. You're on mute. You need to unmute yourself. So if the mute button is on, you're on mute. You need to unmute yourself. Okay, now I have a free speaking guide for you. It's somewhere around, but I don't see it. So this is what it looks like. You can download it from my website. Hopefully, the site isn't down. It's not. And hopefully, it won't crash on you. I'm sure it won't. So you can go to my website, click the link, and download this free speaking guide to help you speak English fluently and confidently in 6 easy steps. And if you're enjoying this lesson, if you enjoy learning this everyday vocabulary you can use in different situations, put yes, 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 yes in the comments, and make sure you like this lesson as well and subscribe so you're notified every time I go live. All right, let's keep going, everyone. Okay, you can't just say you're mute. You are mute. You're on mute. So you need the preposition on. You're on mute. By saying you're on mute, it means your mute is active. So they pressed the button, it's turned on. So you're on mute. You're on mute. You need to take yourself off mute. You could also say you're muted, to be muted. You are muted. You're muted. But it's more common to say you're on mute. You're on mute. All right, everyone. Yeah, you can say you're muted. You are muted. You're muted. But as I said, it's more common to say you're on mute. You're on mute. Okay. Let's keep going and talk about the weather. And I'll share some more advanced expressions that maybe you don't know. And we'll practice them together to make sure you're confident in using them. How about this one? Oh, it's really coming down out there. 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 So it is our contraction, of course. It's really coming down out. So again, you take that N and you hold it. So when you say out, it sounds like nout. Down out. Down out there. Okay, so when I just say down out, I'll pronounce the T on out because it's my final word. But then when I say it with there, I'm not going to pronounce this T. So it's going to sound like down out. Down out. And then when I say there with that voiced TH, there, that's where you'll hear the T. Down out there. Down out there. Repeat after me. Down out there. Okay, so if I said to you, it's really coming down out there, what does this mean? And remember, we're in the context of the weather. Ooh, what does this mean in the context of the weather? Let's see if anyone knows. Oh, I see the correct answer. Hidaki got it. To rain heavily. Yes. So it's really raining. It's really raining because the rain comes down, right? From the sky, it comes down. It's really coming down out there. Now, if it were the winter in Canada, this could also mean snow because the snow comes down as well. So in winter in Canada or other cold climates, you could say this would represent snow, but in non-winter time, then it would represent rain. All right. It doesn't mean that it's cold. I see quite a few students saying that it means it's cold. No, it could be hot. It could be a hot summer day and it's really coming down out there because it can certainly rain in a hot summer day, right? So rain heavily, exactly as Hidaki said. Yeah, or it could be snow. It could be snow. All right, everyone. I'll say it one more time fast and you can repeat after me. It's really coming down out there. Now, out there represents outside. So this sounds like I'm inside because if I were outside, I wouldn't say out there because I am out there, right? So if I were outside in the rain, I would just say it's really coming down. So if I say out there, it means I'm inside, but I could also be in a car. I could be driving and then say, whoo, it's really coming down out there. So I have to be inside. All right, everyone. How about this one? I'll say it fast. I heard there's a chance of thunderstorms this morning. I heard there's a chance of thunderstorms this morning. I heard there's so this apostrophe s, there is, so a contraction, there is, there's. But then when I pronounce it with the A, with the article, it's going to sound like za, there's a, there's a, there's a. I heard there's a chance, there's a chance. Repeat after me. There's a chance. There's a chance of. So here I have of, but this chance, it ends in a S sound. Chance, chance. So I'm going to link those and say chance of, chance of, chance of. I heard there's a chance of. Repeat after me. I heard there's a chance of thunderstorms this morning. Thunderstorms this morning. Okay. So definitely, like this student, Natalia said, thunderstorms are possible. Yeah. And if it's I heard, it could be from the weather forecast. So I ask Siri what the weather is going to be. And then she tells me, oh, there's a chance of thunderstorms. So this is I heard. Or maybe my husband told me, maybe my neighbor told me. So somehow I got this information. I heard there's a chance. So you can use there's a chance in other contexts as well to mean something is possible. There's a chance I'll miss the meeting. There's a chance of missing the meeting. Okay, so you can use chance of something, but you can also use a clause. There's a chance I'll miss the meeting. So it's possible. There's a possibility, but we don't know how likely it is. So in the weather forecast, they'll often say there's a 20% chance, there's an 80% chance, because obviously that's a big difference. So now I'll say this one more time and I'll say it fast and you can repeat after me. Make sure you open your mouth and repeat after me. I heard there's a chance of thunderstorms this morning. So, of course, thunderstorms, it means there's going to be rain, thunder, and lightning. I don't know why we say thunderstorms, even though lightning is included in that as well. Okay. Let's keep going. How about this? I'll say it fast. The forecast says it'll clear up by noon. The forecast says it'll clear up by noon. I'll say it slowly. The forecast says it'll clear up by noon. The forecast says it'll clear up by noon. So the forecast, that represents the weather forecast, but we can just say the forecast. The forecast says. So I could ask Siri, or I can look at my phone and see the forecast. So you could hear or see the information. The forecast says it will. It will, because this is a prediction, which is why we're using the future simple for a prediction. It will. It'll. Repeat after me. It'll. It'll. It'll clear up. So you're going to hear that R in front of the up. Clear up. So if the weather, remember, we're in the context of the weather. You have to learn vocabulary in context. So if weather clears up, it means whatever that unwanted weather was, it goes away. Okay. So the thunderstorms, remember, there was a chance of thunderstorms. So the thunderstorms go away. And you now have sun in the sky, blue sky, and not as ominous looking. So that's clear up. Oh, look, it's clearing up. It's clearing up because it's taking place now. You could say that as well. The forecast says it'll clear up by noon. Now, you could use this with a thunderstorm, with just rain, with high wind, with just clouds, with snow, with many different weather events. Yeah, the weather will be better in the afternoon. Exactly. The weather will be nice soon. By noon, weather's going to be okay. Exactly. The weather will improve. Exactly. Many different ways of saying it. Okay, awesome. I love all these different ways. So that's a great one to have in your vocabulary. And remember, your phrasal verb is to clear up. So you need to conjugate that. So it cleared up. It cleared up. That would be in the past simple. Okay. Can I say my thoughts are clearing up? No, that doesn't really sound logical or common. I don't really understand what you mean by that, to be honest. Okay, how about this one? Bring an umbrella, it may start up again. Bring an umbrella, it may start up again. Bring an umbrella. Bring an umbrella. So notice that G connects to an and the N connects to umbrella. And this is in the imperative. The imperative starts with the base verb. And this is used for an instruction. So I'm giving this to you as an instruction. Bring an umbrella. 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 It may start up again. So here, it, because we use it to talk about the weather. That's the subject for the weather. It. May is our modal verb. Again, it's a modal of possibility. It may, but it may not. So 50%, 50%. That's not exact, but there's a chance it will, a chance it won't. It may start up again. So notice these three words link together. Start up. So this T is going to sound like a soft D. Start up again. So up, pa. When I push out the P, I'm going to say pa. Start up again. So say pa again. Pa again. That sounds like nothing on its own. But when you say it fast and you link the sounds together, that's exactly what you have. Again, again. Bring an umbrella. It may start up again. Start up again. Yeah, it'll probably rain again. I'll just say it may rain again. It may rain again. Probably sounds higher, sounds more likely than may. So I wouldn't change it to probably because that does sound more likely. It may rain again. Okay. It's going to rain again. Exactly, exactly. So that sounds more definitive. It may is, again, 50% it will, 50% it won't. So it may not. So start up means do the action again. And the action was rain. So it may rain again. If I wanted to replace start up with a word, I would replace it with rain. It may rain again. It may start up again. Okay, I'll say it one more time and I'll say it fast. And you can repeat after me. Bring an umbrella. It may start up again. So, some great connected speech in this short phrase here. Oh, how about this one? I'll say it fast. It's only drizzling now. I think we're in the clear. It's only drizzling now. I think we're in the clear. Oh, I like this. It's only. So here we have it's only, but this is going to connect as more of an S sound. It's only. It's only. It's only drizzling. Okay, a lot of students can't pronounce this word here. Drizzling. Zling. So let's just get that z and then ling. Zling. Zling. Zling, zling, drizzling, drizzling, drizzling. So you can practice that. It's only drizzling now. I think we're in the clear. I think we're in the clear. So we are in the clear. So to be in the clear means that you are safe or you're protected from a potential danger. So this is used in different contexts. Remember, it depends on context, but here you can use this expression to be in the clear. Let's say at work you're working on a report and there are a lot of changes and you're not sure if more changes will come, and then the client says, no, I don't have any more changes. So then you're like, oh, we're in the clear because you avoided a potential risk or danger or hazard, or you're now safe in the sense that you don't have to make last minute changes. So we're in the clear. We're in the clear. So you can use that in other contexts as well. It's very common in a weather context because weather can be potentially hazardous or dangerous. Yeah, Alex, I like this. This is a good way of thinking about it. There's no reason to be worried. Or I think we're safe. Exactly. Very nice. I like both of those. Oh, thank you for noticing my haircut. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So drizzling, let's talk about that. So Iman, the rain is not that much. Yeah, so it's raining lightly. So often my husband will say, "Oh, it's raining outside." And if we're outside and he wants us to go inside, I'm like, "It's not raining, it's drizzling." because to me, they're very different. Drizzling is very light rain. It's generally, if someone says, oh, it's just drizzling, they're saying it's not even enough rain to put up an umbrella or to go inside. It's just drizzling. So very light rain. Yeah. So light rain, I might even add on very light rain. Very light rain. It's just drizzling. And you can say just. Another student asked if you can use only or just. Yeah, it's just drizzling. It's only drizzling. You can use either one. I think we're in the clear. So that potential thunderstorm, it's cleared up. It's not going to rain again. All right. Let's move on to describing images. Just for fun, how would you describe this image? Any words that you would use? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you look at this image and you have to describe it? So you can put that in the comments as well. Mike asked, can we say it's just spitting out there? Yeah, I would say spitting and drizzling are pretty comparable. Maybe spitting sounds even lighter to me personally than drizzling. So if someone says it's just spitting, it sounds like there's like 1 or 2 drops here or there. It's not really that consistent. So it's just spitting. Very, very light rain. Great one. It's commonly used. Oh, I like this one. Vintage. So describing the image, the cars are parked or are parking. So they're in the process of doing it now, are parking along the street. Very nice. Yeah, the street is wet. So maybe it just rained and now it's clearing up. The sky looks a little gloomy. Ooh, do you know that adjective? The sky looks a little gloomy. So gloomy is when there's lots of clouds, a little bit of darkness. Yeah, bright colors with the houses, the cars. Very nice. Very nice. Traffic jam. But then another student sees a very quiet street. It's funny how 2 people can look at the same thing and see very different things. I love it. It's drizzling. Interesting. Okay. So my expressions aren't actually related to the image. That was just a fun exercise. I think this is an excellent exercise to do for your fluency. Grab an image and just practice describing it. It's a really great exercise to do. So I encourage you to do that. These expressions aren't really related, but how about this one? Wow, the colors really pop. Wow, the colors really pop. So this could be describing an image, but this could be describing maybe someone's shirt, maybe someone's makeup, maybe a poster, maybe even something like an object that has a lot of image. So it doesn't have to be, or an object that has a lot of colors, sorry. It doesn't have to be something that is just an image, okay? So you can use this expression in many different ways. Wow, the colors really pop. What does that mean here? Wow, the colors really pop. So not much for pronunciation changes. Wow, the colors really pop. So there's no linking here. There's no reductions. Everything's just being pronounced as is. So very bright. Everything is shining. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are describing the pictures, but colorful, exactly. Stands out. Yeah, the color brings attention immediately. Exactly. Very nice. So, to me, I don't know about you, but the first thing my eye sees is this pink and this blue because they're a lot more bright. They're vivid. someone says it catches your attention. Yeah, it grabs your attention more. So these colors pop. But this brown, it doesn't really pop. It blends in. So the opposite of pop, which means I guess more stand out. The opposite would be blend in. Blend in. So this color of the car, it blends in with the road. It blends in with the background. It blends in with the sky. But this blue and this pink, they really pop. They pop. They're vibrant. They stand out. They get your attention. Okay, so that's that one. How about this one? So this would be specifically for a computer image, or if you printed something out even. Do you know what the resolution is? Do you know what the resolution is? I'll say it slowly. Do you know? Do you know? So saying it very quickly, it might sound like, do you know? Do ya? Do ya? So a lot of native speakers will just pronounce this like, do you know? Do ya? Do you know? So said a little more clearly and enunciated, do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know what the? So we have a double T. So you can just pronounce what the. So you just pronounce the T for the second one. What the resolution is. Resolution is. So again, I'll have a little bit of that N on the vowel. Resolution is. Resolution is. 480. Exactly. Yeah, the number of pixels, the quality of the picture, high quality. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so for pop, the colors really stand out. Exactly. So you can use resolution for image. You can also use it for video. I have to use a slightly lower resolution for my live streams because I'm connected to Wi-Fi, but streaming takes up a lot of bandwidth, a lot of computer processing power. So if my resolution is also very high, it slows down my computer, and then my live stream may lag, which means the video is slower or the audio is slower, or when I press a button, it doesn't immediately change. So things like that. So this is 1080. And then my YouTube videos are 4K generally. So that's the resolution. The resolution. All right. How about this one? Can you export this in 4K? Can you export this in 4K? So notice that pronunciation, can you? Because this is a very unstressed can you? Because can is not the main verb, it's an auxiliary verb. So we can have it as an unstressed can you? Can you? Repeat after me. Can you? Can you? Can you export? Can you you export this? So same thing. We have a T. So I'll export this sin. So S sound, this sin 4K. 4K. I don't know what the K stands for. Maybe who knows what the K stands for? I know sometimes it's 1080p. I don't know what the P stands for. Maybe pixels. 4K. I don't know what the K stands for, to be honest, but it's a very high resolution. High resolution means high quality. Yeah, yes, exactly. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. So 4,000 pixels. Ah, okay. So 1080p, the P is pixels, and then 4K is 4,000 pixels. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, so export or upload. Exactly. Can you upload this in 4K? Very nice. Very nice. I like that. Awesome. See, all of you would be able to teach me a lot of computer technology, I'm sure. I've never tried to do a 4K stream because they tell me not to. So my software tells me, warning, if you stream in 4K, you'll most likely experience issues because 4K takes up so much of your bandwidth. But who knows? Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it. I'll be a risk taker. Okay. Can you export this in 4K? So that's fast. How about this? This could be someone asks you this question, or maybe this is a more professional photographer situation as well. Do you want me to take it in landscape or portrait mode? Portrait mode. Do you want me to take it in landscape or portrait mode? So mode represents the orientation. I do have my phone. Okay. So landscape, portrait. So if someone asks you like, "Oh, can you take my photo?" "Oh, sure, no problem. Do you want it in landscape or portrait?" And then they'll say, "Oh, portrait, please. Oh, landscape, please." Usually I just take one of each. If someone asks me to take their photo, I take one of each. I don't usually ask, I just do both. And then they have both options. What about you? If someone asks you to take their photo, what do you do? Okay, do you want me to take it? So it represents the photo. The photo. Do you want me to take it? Take it in. This in is the preposition within which mode. So in landscape mode, in portrait mode. There is a phrasal verb, take in, but this is not a phrasal verb. This is the verb take because you take a photo. Okay. A photo or picture, whatever, you take it. Now, in again is the preposition with the mode. Stella likes portrait mode. Gata likes portrait mode too. Landscape for nature. I guess that's where the name came from. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, vertical or horizontal. Very nice. Oh, right. Ooh, the image is blurry. Can you download it again? Or it could be, can you take it again? Can you take it again? If it's taking a photo, but let's say you're downloading a photo maybe there was an issue with the download. You downloaded it in a lower resolution. So you download it again in a higher resolution. But you could also say, can you take it again? Can you take it again? So the image is blurry. So of course that's when the resolution is not clear. So you can say, "Oh wow, the resolution is clear, crystal clear," to really emphasize it. Or the opposite, the image is blurry. 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 Exactly. Not clear, low quality. Vague is not a word choice that we use with quality of images. As far as I know, I'm not a professional photographer, but it's not one that I've heard. The image is blurry. Images. That's kind of a hard one. Images. You don't if something is a difficult sound combination, you don't need to link it. Or connect it. It's never required. You can always say the image is. Image is. The image is. So we have jizz, basically. Images. It almost sounds like you're just making image plural. Images. The image is blurry. So actually, that's a good trick. Just imagine it's plural. The image is blurry. Can you download it? So this can will be more of a kin. Can you download it? So this D you can put on here and it can sound like did again. And then this T will become a D because there's an A here. Downloaded again. Can you download it again? Can you download it again? Can you download it again? The image is blurry. Can you download it again? Yeah, out of focus. That's a great one. Yeah, that's more if you're taking a photo, you can say, "Oh, it's out of focus. It's out of focus." Very nice. All right. Well, we will have to do online behavior another time because we are out of time for today. So remember, everyone, I have this free speaking guide for you. You can go to my website, which is up. It's not down. So the opposite of if a website is not down, it means it's up, it's working properly. So don't worry, the website is up. You can go there, you can download this. It won't crash your computer. So get this. I share my best tips and advice to help you speak English fluently and confidently in 6 steps. And we don't really have any time for Q&A, so I will answer your questions next time. And we answered a lot of questions as we went along. So make sure you put yes, yes, yes if you liked this lesson. If you want more lessons like this, I have some more expressions I can teach you for sure. So if there are certain categories that you want, you can always put your request for certain categories. We did computer problems, we did the weather, we did images, which was something I've never done before. So if you want a different category, you can put that in the comments as well. Horatio liked the lesson. Stefania, Ferduas, hello all the way to Bangladesh. Natalia liked it. Woohoo. I'm so glad. I posted a news article yesterday. Did you watch it? It's about Canada's new prime minister. And I'll have another one next week for you as well. And Mike liked it. I'm so glad. Alexander, Hidaki, Gata, woohoo. Awesome, everyone. Awesome. Rajiv, Yusuf, Himal. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And make sure you like this lesson. It really supports my channel. Just do it right now. It takes 1 second. There you go. It means the world to me. So please do it. Please do it. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. That way YouTube will tell you when I post a new lesson. They'll tell you when I'm going live so you can join the live so you're notified as well. All right, everyone, and I will see you in my next lesson and my next live lesson. I can't wait. Have a wonderful week. Bye, everyone.